Doors open And fans, welcome back for Game 2 here at Dunfield, home of your Elmira Pioneers. Your Pioneers take on the visiting Jamestown Tarp Skunks. It is time to meet the starting lineup for the Tarp Skunks. Batting first is the shortstop number 5, Michael Spachinelli. Batting second is center fielder number 48, Leo Roy. Batting third, the third baseman number 9, Lee Walls. Batting fourth, the first baseman number 23, Bob Sang. Batting fifth, designated hitter number 16, Johnny Maldonado. Batting sixth, the extra hitter number 44, DJ Soriano. Batting seventh, the catcher number 11, Joe Brooks. Batting eighth, the right fielder number 18, Steven Scarpone. Batting ninth, the left fielder number 4, Hunter Keeper. Batting tenth, the second baseman number 42, Randy Banks. Pitching for the Tarp Skunks number 14, Bill Saxon. And now, fans, please welcome the craziest, coolest, funniest, and #1 mascot in the entire PPCDL, Stitches! And fans, it's time to make some noise, and it's time to meet tonight's starting lineup for Game 2 of this doubleheader. Make some noise for your Pioneers. Batting first, the second baseman, number 2, Matt Leahy. Batting second, the left fielder, number 8, Cooper Smith. Batting third, the extra hitter, number 34, Andy Schroeder. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 12, Aiden Fry. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 5, Darren Callahan. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 27, Calvin Warlow. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 77, Patrick Ward. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 36, Eddie Hoffman. Batting ninth, the catcher, number 13, Bennett Sheeler. And batting 10th, the center fielder, number 44, Aiden Stern. And pitching this game for the Biles, number 4, Connor Freeman. Your Pioneers are managed by head coach Andrew Drummond, assistant manager Brian Phillips, pitching coach Capper, undercoach sportsmaster, commercial development, Art Alec, Ross Weaver. And now, fans, it is time to play ball.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Dunn Field. I'm Josh Davis. As always, I thank you for joining me. Just had a fun game one, despite Pios taking the loss 5-0. It was a dominant performance by the Tarp Skunks pitcher, Chenille Maldonado. He had a 3-hit complete game shutout to get Jamestown the win there in game one, but we got 7 more innings of Elmira Pioneers baseball coming right at you here in just a minute, as we are moments away from first pitch of game 2. Let's take a look at the Pios defensively here for game 2. The outfield is Cooper Smith out in left, Aiden Stern out in center, Eddie Kaufman in right. Smith back in the outfield for the first time since sustaining his shoulder injury a month ago in Newark, so it's good to see him back out there. Aiden Fry is at third base, Patrick Ward is at short, Matt Leahy at second, Darren Callahan at first, Bennett Sheeler's behind the plate, catching, and the starter is Connor Freeman, 6'3" left-hander from Paris Juco College in Austin, Texas. Super excited for Freeman here tonight. He's 4-1 on the year, a 3.2 ERA, and 39.1 innings pitched, 34 Ks, 25 walks. He's arguably been the Pios' top starter all year. He had a rough start his last time out against the Auburn Double Days, where he allowed 7 runs in 4 innings, but that was the only bad start he's had all year. Other than that, he has been pure dominant. Pitch to Nigel Sebastianelli here. Puts the first pitch in there for strike one. Sebastianelli is back in the leadoff spot as he was in game one. This one's lined right back to Freeman. Bounces off of them, and Ward can't make the play. So that'll be an infield single for Sebastianelli to start things off. Freeman almost made that play. It bounced right off of him and then behind the mound. Now up is the 2-hitter Leo Doyle for the Tarp Skunks. Tarp Skunks scored 5 runs on 8 hits in game 1. Pios had Andy Schroeder and Bryce Mechanic pitching in that game. 3 of those runs on Schroeder, 2 on Mechanic. First pitch, Doyle puts it into center. Aiden Stern is there, and that'll be out number 1 of the ball game. Pios have a lot of range in the outfield with these 3 guys. Eddie Kaufman out in right can cover a lot of ground. Aiden Stern, probably the quickest guy on the team, out in center. And Cooper Smith out in left. Smith, when he was consistently playing right field and healthy, he was so fun to watch out there and in the field, just constantly making diving catches. So good defensively. Aiden Wallace is at the plate now. Wallace went 0 for 0 with an RBI sac fly in the first game. A couple of walks as well. Pops back this one into foul territory. It's 1-1 now to Wallace. That one catches the inside corner, and it's 1-2 to Wallace. Freeman looking for a nice last start. Believe that he'll be heading back to Texas and getting shut down for the year to rest up for next spring. after this start today. He's been so good all season for the Pios. It's unfortunate he has to leave early, but it is what it is. Other guys will have to step up as we near playoffs time. The 2-2 to Wallace. It's line to center. Another play for Aiden Stern. He makes this one as well. Now there's 2 outs in the first. Comes the cleanup hitter, Bobby Stang. He went 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs in game 1. He had a big RBI single in the first. It ended up being the game-winning hit for the Tarp Skunks, so they led the entire time. And he had a sac fly in the 5th as well. First pitch to Stang is high for ball 1. Freeman will go on check on Spastianelli. Freeman has such a devastating pickoff move. The left-hander has gotten so many runners with that move all season long. Spastianelli already got thrown out on the base paths twice in game 1. He obviously doesn't want to have that happen again. Spastianelli got caught stealing third, then got caught trying to extend a single to a double. So this one's hit right into right field. Be a 2-out single for Bobby Stang. He continues to stay hot, and that'll bring up the 5-hitter Chenille Maldonado. What a performance from Maldonado in game 1. Not only was he the entire reason why they won game 1, but now he might help them win game 2, as he was able to throw all 7 innings and get the complete game shutout. And that meant that the Tarp Skunks could preserve their bullpen for game 2. First pitch to Maldonado is inside for ball 1. Freeman looks to work around some early trouble. Pitch a clean first. Starter for the Tarp Skunks is Will Saxonmeyer in game 2. We'll see him here in the bottom of the inning. But the Doubledays beating the Americans in game 1 of their doubleheader in Niagara Falls today. Pios need to get, so there are going to be plenty of chances to try and break away from the Doubledays in the standings, take over that 2 spot. So we are a week away from playoffs. Just swing and a miss. It's full now to Maldonado. Freeman a strike away from pitching a clean first inning. The payoff pitch has him swinging. Maldonado can't hold. That's a huge strikeout as Freeman gets a scoreless first. We head to the bottom of the inning. Matthew Leahy, Cooper Smith, Andy Schroeder, the top of the order at the plate when we come back. back hit downfield for the bottom of the first. Connor Freeman just pitched a scoreless top of the inning. Now we have a new pitcher. As Will Saxonmeyer takes the mound. Starter in game 2 for the Tarp Skunks. Saxonmeyer, a 6'5" right-hander. Junior at Wagner College. He's 0-1 on the year. A 9.44 ERA and 13.1 innings. 16 strikeouts, 19 walks for Saxonmeyer. He had a rough start to the year, but his last 2 outings were 4 innings of scoreless baseball. Both of them against the Niagara Falls Americans on the 16th and 19th. So this is his 4th start of the year. He'll be pitching against the top of the order here. Let's take a look at the Pios lineup in game 2. Got Matt Leahy leading off, Cooper Smith in the 2 spot, Andy Schroeder 3rd, Aiden Fry 4th. That's all the same, along with Darren Callahan in the 5 spot. We got Calvin Warlow in the 6, 7 Patrick Ward, 8 Eddie Kaufman, 9 Bennett Sheeler, and 10th Aiden Stern.
Leading off this second game for the Pios, the second baseman, number 2, Matt Leahy.
You could argue that this is the top possible lineup for the Pioneers. It's about as stacked as it gets. Now Leahy steps in to lead off. He went 1 for 3 in game 1. Takes strike 1 looking, start things off. As I just mentioned, Saxonmeyer not great numbers after the Pios showed some signs of life towards the end of game 1, despite not being able to score any runs on Maldonado. Hope to jump on Saxonmeyer here early. It's so important to get an early lead in these doubleheader games since they're only 7 innings. It's a bad swing and miss. Leahy will strike out to start things off. A rare strikeout for Leahy. Only his 4th of the season, and that will break his streak. He hadn't struck out since July 6th. Now, he strikes out there to start off this game. Cooper Smith comes up to the plate. I say that strikeout there from Saxonmeyer is a pretty big achievement. It is nearly impossible to strike out Matt Leahy, especially the way he's been hitting lately. Smith is in now. He takes ball 1 off the inside edge. Smith went 1 for 3 in game 1. That hit was his 100th over his career as a Pioneer. Takes strike 1 looking there. It's 1-1 now. Such an incredible achievement from Smith. Not many guys, first of all, stick around that long to get that many hits. But you can't just play 3 years and get 100 hits. You got to get 100 hits. Not many guys are here that long and are also that good. This is a ground ball to first. It's going to be a tough play, but the pitcher, Saxonmeyer, is over to cover the bag. That's a quick 2 outs here to start off the first. Sandy Schroeder comes up to the plate. The extra hitter here in game 2. He was extra hitter and starting pitcher game 1. He went 1 for 3 at the plate and pitched 5 innings of 3-run ball. And took the loss in game 1, but he was really solid on the mound, just couldn't get the run support the Pios have been giving other starters lately. I mean, I mentioned how last night Garrett Rochon gave up 8 runs in 4 innings and still got the win because of how many runs the Pios were able to score for him. It's a 1-0 count here. Make it 2-0 as that one's outside. Ohio's had 3 hits in that first game by Leahy, Smith, and Schroeder, 1 apiece. Rest of the lineup hitless in game 1. Schneel, Maldonado shut things down. It's 3-0 here to Schroeder. The Ohio's look to get their first base runner. Maldonado was perfect through 4 in game 1. Doubt we'll see that again here from Saxenmeyer. Schroeder works a walk to start things off. 2-out walk, always a great way to start a rally. As Aiden Fry, the cleanup hitter, comes up to the plate. He was 0 for 3 in game 1.
Next up for the Violet, the third baseman, number 12, Aiden Fry.
I think it's important to note there's no Evan Blanchard or Manny Castro in the lineup here in game 2. Aiden Fry is handling third. A rare game where neither of those guys are in the lineup. Can't remember a time when Fry played third this season. I believe it's the first time. That one's over the strike zone. It's 1-1 now to Fry. Check swing, called strike 2 anyways. Saxenmeyer a pitch away from stranding the 2-out walk. It's 1-2 to Aiden Fry at the plate. Of a pickoff attempt on Schroeder. We'll get back in safely. Schroeder goes, pitch is in the dirt. Close play at second, but Schroeder's safe. The throw gets into center field. He's going to head for third. And there's more chaos on the bases. Andy Schroeder has his 14th steal of the year. Now he's 90 feet away from scoring. If Aiden Fry can put this one in play and get a hit, he's got himself a big RBI to start off this ball game. It's a 2-2 count. Saxenmeyer the pitch. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. The dominant pitching continues as we have a scoreless first. Still 0-0 going into the top of the second inning.
This season, Captain USA is helping honorable veterans in our community. At this time, if you are a veteran or active military, we please ask that you stand as we honor you for your service to our great country.
Welcome back to Dunn Field for the second inning of play. I'm Josh Davis. As always, I welcome you in. It's game 2 of our doubleheader here this afternoon. Tarp Skunks won game 5, won game 1, 5-0. Connor Freeman and Will Saxonmeyer, the two starters, both pitched scoreless first innings. DJ Stoyanovich steps in here to start off the second for the Tarp Skunks. Connor Freeman back on the mound for the Pios. Tall left-hander. Starts things off with a strike on the inside edge. That one just misses outside. It's 1-1 now to Stoyanovich. Both teams would really like to win this game. Tarp Skunks trying to fight back in to playoff contention. The Pios trying to get home field advantage for the playoffs, get into one of those top 2 spots. It's pretty unlikely that the Pios will catch the number 1 team, the Batavia Muck Dogs. They've all but secured that spot. Pios in a dogfight with the Auburn Doubledays for that number 2 spot. So that one's fouled back. It's now full to Stoyanovich. Pios will play the Doubledays 3 times next week, back to back to back on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesday, Thursday at Falcon Park in Auburn. The Wednesday game here at Dunn Field. This one's lifted shallow center. Aiden Stern won't be able to get to it as that one falls into no man's land. And it's a leadoff single for Stoyanovich. Noah Brooks, the catcher, comes up to the plate now. He was the extra hitter in game 1. Went 0 for 3. Now he's the backstop in game 2. First pitch is taken for strike 1. Freeman, when he's finding the strike zone, can be so dominant. He's a really efficient pitcher, really hard to hit. This one's fouled off right at the third base coach, Ben Julian. He jumps out of the way of that one. Gotta have some cat-like reflexes to be a third base coach. You got the third baseman over there at the hot corner. Obviously, he's got to have some great reflexes. But the third base coach, he doesn't even have a glove. And he's usually even closer to the plate. Oh, this is outside. It's 1-2 now to Brooks. Freeman looking to work around that leadoff single. Swing and a miss. There's another strikeout for Freeman. That'll bring up Steven Scarfone. Left-on-left matchup here between Freeman and Scarfone. Scarfone out and right here in game 2. Replacing Austin Matranga in the lineup. He's the only new player. Otherwise, the other 9 hitters are all the same for the Tarp Skunks from game 1. Pios lineup is about half and half. Patrick Ward, Darren Callahan, Aiden Fry, Andy Schroeder, Cooper Smith, and Matt Leahy all returning to the lineup from game 1. Pios have 4 new guys in there. One miss is inside. It's 2-0 now to Scarfone. With how well Jamestown played in game 1, you can't argue with just going with basically the same guys. Looking to keep things rolling. Momentum has been hard to find for Jamestown this season. So any bit they're going to cling to it. That one's at the knees for strike one. Make it 2-1 now to Scarfone. Freeman looking to get some outs here against the bottom of the order for the Tarp Skunks. That one just off the inside edge. It's a good frame by Sheeler as well, just didn't get the call. 3 balls, 1 strike now. As Freeman looks to work back in this AB, he'll go for a pickoff attempt on Stojanovic. Keep him awake down there. The 3-1 pitch to Scarfone is high and in, so he will work a walk. There's runners on first and second now. Still only 1 out in the inning. And the 9-hitter Connor Kiefer comes up to the plate. Kiefer went 0 for 3 in game 1. Pioneers really need an out here. Bottom of the order for the Tarp Skunks did struggle in game 1 despite the team having so much success. It was mainly due to the dominance of the top of the order and their starting pitcher, Chenille Maldonado. The last few guys in the lineup didn't do a whole lot, and that includes Kiefer. Big swing and a miss, and that's strike one. That one misses high. Count is even now at 1-1. Freeman looking for a strikeout, double play, anything to get an out without the runners advancing. That one's fouled off. It's 1-2 now to Kiefer. Brandon McLean Banks will be next out of the 10 spot. Grounder right back to Freeman. It is a possible double play ball. A nice catch by Ward to keep that from going into center. He won't be able to turn it. Freeman almost threw that one away after making a nice scoop on the mound. So it'll be runners on the corners now with 2 outs for the 10-hitter Brandon McLean Banks. He went 0 for 2 with a walk in game 1. This was a big at-bat early on in this ballgame as Freeman looks to keep this scoreless. Brandon McLean Banks hitless in game 1. Here in his first at-bat of game 2, a big chance. Open things up. He lifts it to center on the first pitch. Coming in is Stern on a dead run, and he's able to make the grab. Aiden Stern's speed able to get to that one. And once again, Connor Freeman strands too. We're scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Darren Callahan, Kelvin Warlow, Patrick Ward coming up when we come back.
We have a couple of happy birthdays today. We would like to wish happy birthday to Jim Sagan, celebrating his 80th birthday. Happy birthday, Jim.
Arnett Health is the official healthcare provider for your Elmira Pioneers. The next time you need medical attention, make sure you visit Arnett Health for all of your medical needs.
Piles, the first baseman, number 5, Darren
Back at
Callahan.
Field, Darren Callahan leads off the bottom of the second. Connor Freeman scoreless through 2. Callahan rips this one into deep right. Ranging back is Scarfone, and he will be able to have it. Allow it out, number 1 off the bat of Callahan. That screamed multiple bases right off the bat.
Designated hitter, number 27, Calvin Warlow.
This is kind of how it's been all day for the Pios. Feels like they're hitting the ball hard and just not getting any hits. As Calvin Warlow comes to the plate, he's DHing in game 2, didn't play game 1. Lines this one into right. That will be the first hit of the ball game for the Pios. 1 out single for Calvin Warlow. He stays hot. Now Patrick Ward will come up to the plate trying to hit him in.
Next up for the Piles, the shortstop, number 77, Patrick Ward.
Ward was 0 for 2 in game 1. Warlow, 5 steals on the season, a right-hander on the mound. We'll see if he takes off during this at-bat. Ward pops up the first pitch, trying to get out of play, and it does fall foul. So it's 0-1 here to Ward. After Ward, we got 3 new guys in the 8, 9, and 10 spots for game 2. Eddie Kaufman, Bennett Sheeler, and Aiden Stern. Stern's already made nice impact in center field defensively. This one gets by the catcher, Noah Brooks. Warlow heads into second. He's now in scoring position.
Let's go Piles. Let's go Piles. Let's go Piles.
Pios were held scoreless in game 1. Looking to scrape across a run here in the second. Take an early lead over the Tarp Skunks in game 2. Ward takes a big hack at that one, but just fouls it off for strike 2. It's 1-2 now to Ward. The 1-2 pitch is popped up to shallow center. It's going to be a long way. Sliding is the left fielder, and he won't be able to make the catch. That one just directly in no man's land. It's going to be a single for Ward. There will be runners on the corners now for Eddie Kaufman, the RBI man. 10 hits on the season, 15 RBIs. There's someone in scoring position. Eddie Kaufman's going to hit him in. See if he can do it again here. Get the Pios on the board. Calvin Warlow itching to score down on third base. Ward takes off. It's ripped into right. That's going to get down. Here comes Warlow. Ward's going to get waved around third. The throw to the plate is not in time. The RBI man strikes again. It's a 2 RBI single for Eddie Kaufman. And the Pios jump out to a 2-0 lead.
Next up for the Piles, the catcher, number
How about the middle part of this order coming through here in the second inning? A couple of huge hits here. Get the Pios some much needed momentum. After such a deflating game 1, the entire lineup couldn't muster any sort of offense. That is huge here early on against Will Saxenmeyer. His numbers are not very gaudy. In fact, quite the opposite. Came into this game with that 9.44 ERA. Then as Sheeler's at the plate now, he takes ball one to the dirt. Pios with 2 in now, still only 1 out in the inning. Sheeler holds, it's 2-0. That one's right down the middle for strike one. It's 2-1 now to Sheeler. Saxenmeyer will look to bounce back after allowing those 2 runs here early in the second. This doubleheader game's only 7 innings. I always say it's so huge to get an early lead in these doubleheaders. Tarp Skunks did it in game 1 and rode that momentum to a victory, and the Pios will now look to do the same here in game 2. Tarp Skunks bullpen also pretty thin. So they'd love for Saxenmeyer to go as far as possible. Sheeler swings at a bad pitch there. Makes it 3-2. That was going to be ball 4. Saxenmeyer, the 3-2 pitch is outside, and Sheeler works a walk. Runners on first and second now for Aiden Stern, the 10-hitter. Now here comes the pitching coach, Tom Tellman. Last 4 now have reached for the Pios. Warlow, Ward, and Kaufman all with singles, and now Sheeler working a walk.
Next up for the Pios, the center fielder, number 44, Aiden Stern.
So Stern steps in. He didn't play in game 1, but he's already made an impact here in game 2 with his play on the field. Now he's at the plate. It's a 266 hitter. His speed is his most valuable asset. Leads the team in steals. He tries to get a bunt down here. Throw to first. Gets Stern. It's close down there. He will be called out. Pios first base coach Brian Joe thought he was safe. Same with Stern. That'll be a big out number 2. But Stern does his job there. Moves the runners to second and third. As the top of the order comes back up, Matt Leahy's at the plate.
Matt Leahy.
Leahy had a rare strikeout his first time up. It was his first strikeout since July 6th, and only his 4th of the season. He squares to bunt here too. Pulls back as it's outside for ball 1. Third baseman Aiden Wallace up on the cut of the grass now. Leahy swings away, he grounds it over to short. It's going to be a long throw for Sebastianelli, but he makes it. And the Tarp Skunks get out of the second, but not before the Pios score 2. Elmira strikes first here in game 2. 2-0 as we we head to the top of the third. Back at Dunn Field, Piles up 2-0 after 2. Connor Freeman back on the bump. He hasn't been superb, but hasn't been bad either. You can't complain about 2 scoreless innings, though he had to work around some traffic both times. Be the top of the order at the plate here in the third. Nigel Sebastianelli is back up. He's 3 for 3 on the day with a run scored. That includes his 2 for 2 performance in game 1. He's been so good in the field as well. Just a fantastic all-around player. That one misses in. It's 2-0 now to Sebastianelli. This one's popped up to center. It'll be a can of corn for Aiden Stern. He's under it to make the catch. That's the first time we've gotten Sebastianelli out today. Connor Freeman might be starting to settle in. If that's the case, he can really go far. I mean, we've already seen him go all 7 in a doubleheader earlier this year against the Niagara Falls Americans. When he's efficient, he can just start mowing through opposing lineups. Puts in strike 1 there to Leo Doyle. 2-hitter in game 2, playing center field once again. In game 1, Doyle went 1 for 3 with an RBI. He also singled in the first. That one's called strike 2. It's a ball and 2 strikes now to Doyle. Drop their strike. Sheeler has to throw down to first, but that'll be another strikeout for Connor Freeman. And that's quickly 2 down here in the third. And Wallace will come up to the plate now. So Wallace steps in. Freeman delivers that one high and away. Popped back and foul. It's even now a 1-1 to Wallace. Wallace had a great first game. Had an RBI sac fly and a couple walks. Didn't technically have an at-bat. DH'd in game 1. He's playing third base in game 2. Lines this one to Smith and left. He's gotten to that one. And it's a 1-2-3. Connor Freeman starting to look good on the mound. Pio's starting to look hot once again. We get to the bottom of the third inning. Still 2-0 Elmira. Pios fans, this season you can connect with the Pioneers like never before with exclusive content on all of our social media platforms. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. Our new Instagram account is at the Elmira Pioneers. Check it out today. Thank you for joining me here in today's doubleheader. The Elmira Pioneers welcome the Jamestown Tarp Skunks to town. Tarp Skunks dominated game 1. It's been the Pios here early in game 2. It's an absolutely gorgeous day for baseball. These matinee games on Sunday are always a blast. To play some baseball without the lights on for a change. We could not have a better day here for some baseball. Top of the order is back up. Cooper Smith here at the plate. Squares to bunt. It's a hard bunt over to third, and it will go foul. Took a tough hop off the infield grass. It'll just be strike 1 to Smith. Looked like it was going to be a really nice bunt. Smith at 100 career hits now with the Pios after his double in the 7th of game 1. Takes that one high. It's 1-1 now. Same spot upstairs. And it's 2-1 to Coop. Andy Schroeder's waiting on deck. Smith lines this one right by the first base umpire and foul. Look out down there. Smith's put a couple of almost hits foul. See if he can put one in play here with 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two checked, and that'll be outside for ball 3. A great take there from Smith. Saxenmeyer can't believe it. And the count is full. Saxenmeyer, the payoff pitch, hit high and to left. It's going to be up there for Kiefer. He's able to make the catch. That'll be a loud out number 1. A great at-bat for Smith there despite the result. And that'll bring up Andy Schroeder.
Heading up to the plate for the Piles, number 34, Andy Schroeder.
Just taking a peek at the sabermetric stats for the Pios earlier this morning. Couldn't help but notice Andy Schroeder is leading the team in runs created as he hits one right up the middle here, right on cue. For a one-out single, he stays red hot. Yeah, as I was saying, he has been the catalyst offensively all season. He's the only player on the team with over 30 runs created this season. Offensively and defensively. Aiden Fry, the cleanup hitter, steps in now. He fouls off the first pitch he sees. Schroeder already has a steal on the day, and we'll see if he tries to take second here and get another one. Tarp Skunks have their backup catcher, Noah Brooks, in. There he goes. The throw to second is close, but shortstop Sebastianelli backs up to make the play. That got by the second baseman, McLean Banks. You remember last time Schroeder went to steal second, the ball got into center, and then he went to third. This time Sebastianelli was able to back it up. It's still his 15th steal of the season. So 1-1 count here to Fry. He takes that one outside for ball two. Pios far and away leading the entire PGCBL in steals. There's been no team better on the base paths than the Pios. As Fry lifts this one into deep right, Scarfone will be able to make the catch, and Schroeder will head for third. So at least it's productive out there for Fry as Darren Callahan comes to the plate. Going to hit in Schroeder at third.
Darren Callahan.
Callahan has 5 RBIs in his last 4 games. He went 0 for 2 in game 1 today. Takes that one over the middle for strike one looking. Grounder over to first and foul. Callahan is lucky that one took bounce in favor of going foul. So that would have been an easy grounder for Bobby Stang down there. So 0-2 now to Callahan. Saxenmeyer looks to strand Schroeder on third. The 0-2 pitch is in the dirt. Brooks is able to corral that one, and it's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Brooks has to throw it down to first, and that will end the inning. Saxenmeyer has a scoreless third. We head to the top of the fourth. Still 2-0. Elmira leads. Back at Dunn Field for the top of the 4th inning. I'm Josh Davis. As always, I thank you for tuning in. Connor Freeman is back on the bump for his 4th inning of work. He's scoreless through 3. Faced the 4-hitter Bobby Stang here to start things off. First pitch is fouled off. It's 0-1 to Stang. Stang had a monstrous game 1. Led the Tarp Skunks offense out of that cleanup spot. Opened up the scoring. The RBI single in the 1st, then had RBI sac fly in the 5th to extend their lead. It's 1-1 count here. This one's hit well into deep center. Stern ranges back and has it. Allowed out number 1 there off the bat of Bobby Stang. But all that means is some more efficiency for Connor Freeman. Players would love for him to go as deep as possible in this one. I was mentioning earlier how depleted the Tarp Skunks bullpen is. Well, the Pios have played a lot of baseball recently as well. I would love a big start here from Connor Freeman. Shneel Maldonado is at the plate now. He has a ugly first swing there for strike 1. That one catches the outside edge, and it's 0-2. Maldonado fouls off strike 3. He stays alive. This one's lined into right. Nice hitting there with 2 strikes for Shneel Maldonado. He continues to terrorize the Pios here this afternoon. Wouldn't mind not playing him again this season. It's that 3-hit shutout against us as their starter in game 1, and now he's got a big 1-out single here. Start things off in the 4th offensively as the Tarp Skunks DH. DJ Stojanovic steps in now, hitting out of the 6th spot. First pitch to Stojanovic is up and in for ball 1. Pios doing their job here against the Tarp Skunks, just taking a peek over at game 2 of the Double Days and Americans game. Americans are up early, 6-2 in the 3rd. So if the Pios win this one and the Americans win their game, Pios would be back ahead of the Double Days in the standings due to the tiebreaker. Freeman goes to check on Maldonado. It's a 1-1 count to Stojanovic. That one's way high, snagged by Sheeler to keep it from going to the backstop. What a catch there. That just kept Maldonado from going an extra 90 feet. It's a 2-1 count to Stojanovic now. Freeman misses high and away with that one, make it 3-1. He looked so sharp in that 1-2-3 third. Once again struggling a little bit here in the 4th. The 3-1 pitch catches the outside edge and the count is full. This will be a big out here Now Brooks is on deck. Freeman goes for another pickoff attempt before delivering a 3-2 pitch. And here is the 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3. He paints the outside corner. What a pitch for Connor Freeman to strike out DJ Stoyanovich. Now with 2 outs, Noah Brooks comes to the plate. Maldonado is still on first base. That is a monumental pitch there from Freeman. Completely changes the situation. I mean, Brooks is up with 2 on and only 1 out. You start to wonder how Freeman's effectiveness will be over the next few innings and whether he'll be able to hold a tight lead like the Pios have at the moment. This is 100% a pitcher's duel, despite the Pios having the lead. So you'd like Freeman to continue to be as effective as possible, not have to switch things up by going to your bullpen early. Obviously, I think in the ideal world, Freeman just goes all 7 and gets you the win. The 0-2 is inside, and it hits Brooks. If it did hit him, it was the smallest little nick. And that hit by pitch will bail him out as he was in an 0-2 count. That is a bad loss there by Freeman. Steven Scarfone comes to the plate. Runners on first and second now, still 2 outs. Freeman looking to get through the 4th here. First pitch to Scarfone is a swing and miss. Made him look silly on that one. Lefty on lefty matchup here. Freeman tends to do well in these. As that breaking ball that goes away from lefty bats. Goes inside this time, almost hits Scarfone, and it's 1-1. That one's in the dirt, stopped by Sheeler. Another good play by the Pios backstop defensively. It's 2 balls, 1 strike now to Scarfone at the plate. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Freeman a strike away from getting out of the 4th. Freeman the 2-2 pitch. It's grounded over to first. Freeman has to cover, and he makes the play for the 3rd time in just 4 innings. He strands 2. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Pios still up 2-0. The Southern Tier Cancer Services Program provides free breast, cervical, and colorectal cancer screenings to uninsured and underinsured individuals. To find out more information about the Cancer Services Program and these life-saving screenings, please call 607-778-3900.
at the plate for the Pios,
Back at
number
Dunn
27,
Field for the bottom of the fourth.
Calvin
The 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming up to the plate for the Pioneers. Calvin Warlow steps in to lead things off in the fourth. Well, Saxonmeyer is back on the mound. He's allowed 2 runs over 3 innings of work so far. Traps in strike 1 there to Warlow. Warlow singled and scored in the second, and he takes a hit by pitch here. So Warlow on base both times he's come up to the plate. Now Patrick Ward will come up again.
Next up for the Pios, number 77, Patrick Ward.
He singled and scored in the second along with Warlow. That one's in the dirt and it gets by the catcher Brooks. Warlow's into second base. And this is starting to look eerily similar to that second inning. It's been basically identical so far. Warlow getting on first, will lead off the inning. Pass ball gets him to second. Now inside of Ward, it's 2-0 now. Make it 3-0 as that ball's in the dirt. Saxonmeyer, the 3-0 pitch is high. He walks Ward on 4 pitches. Man, this really is starting to look like the bottom of the second inning all over again. All we need is another 2 RBI hit for Eddie Kaufman.
Next up for
As
the
he comes
Pios,
back up to the
number
plate.
36, Eddie Kaufman.
Pio's 2 runs are because an Eddie Kaufman 2 RBI single in the second. He's back up at the plate. 2 guys on once again. Perfect situation. Another single for RBI man. Back in action here. It's a 1-0 count to Eddie Kaufman. That one's inside, make it 2-0. All of a sudden, Will Saxonmeyer is starting to have some control issues. There's nobody up in the Tarp Skunks bullpen. It is just the 4th inning still. But with the way that Connor Freeman's been pitching for the Pios, a couple more runs could really start to put this game away. Kaufman flies out to center. Runner's going to try to tag, and Warlow is going to be a dead duck at third. What a throw out there by Leo Doyle. Just dotted it right at third base. Warlow is cut down trying to tag. That is a huge double play. So now Bennett Sheeler comes to the plate. Situation a lot less daunting for the Tarp Skunks. So now with 2 outs, it's just a runner on second base. Plenty of speed with Ward on second, so a hit from the outfield here from Sheeler would still likely score him. But that incredible throw by Doyle really changes things. First pitch is way outside. Brooks can't corral it. Ward's going to try and come home and stop about halfway to the plate. That ball bounced way into the corner. Gave Ward a chance to at least think about coming home from second. We've seen that already once this year, where a pass ball allowed the Pios to score a runner from second base. So 1-0 count now to Sheeler. Ward on third. That one's over the head of Brooks. Back-to-back wild pitches, and Ward comes in. Will Saxonmeyer getting wild here in the fourth, and the Pios extend their lead. It's 3-0 now, Elmira. The offense helping out Connor Freeman. Once again, it's the middle of the order doing the damage. Those guys, Warlow, Ward, and Kaufman, been so good in this ball game. Sheeler takes strike one looking. It's 2-1 now. That one misses inside. It's 3-1 now. Pios just scored without getting a hit in the inning. The hits are still tied at 4-4. There's the first hit of the inning. Benny Sheeler rips it into center. He's got a 2-out single. Now bring up Aiden Stern. Stern, his first at bat, he was so close at getting a bunt single, but he was called out at first on a really close play down there. Now up for his second at bat. Third baseman in on the grass. They want to make sure that Stern doesn't try to bunt. First pitch to him is upstairs for ball one. That one's in the dirt. Sheeler takes off for second. He's going to be in there. Aggressive base running. Pios continue to create chaos on the base paths. Sheeler's in scoring position now. It's a 2-0 count to Aiden Stern. Expect him to be really patient at the plate here, especially with how wild Saxonmeyer has been in this inning. Swings at this one though. It's popped, and it'll bounce foul. Two balls and one strike now to Stern. Smart play by Ed Wallace down there at third base to let that one bounce foul when he realized he couldn't catch it in the air. That's what I thought might happen, but it didn't have enough time in the air to get to Wallace, so he just let it bounce foul. 2-1 pitch here from Saxonmeyer stays high. 3 balls, 1 strike now. Now when Zion Stern works a walk, all of a sudden Will Saxonmeyer can't throw a strike. As the lineup turns over once again, Matt Leahy comes up for his third time. A couple guys getting up and moving now in the Jamestown bullpen. This could be the beginning of the end for Will Saxonmeyer. Got another update from that Niagara Falls game. They're now up 8-3 on the Auburn Doubledays in the bottom of the 5th. So the Americans helping out the Pios a bit. Only a couple innings to play there. If the Pios can hang on and win this one, go back ahead of the Auburn Doubledays once again and take over that 2 spot. due to that tiebreaker. Of course, these two teams, Pios will play the double days Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesday, Thursday in Auburn, Wednesday here in Elmira at Dunn Field. So there'll be plenty of chances to break that tie. Whoever comes out on top in those 3 games almost guaranteed have the 2 spot in the standings going into playoffs. Spot that the Pios desperately want to try and get home field advantage. To that ball in dirt, it's 2-1 now to Leahy. Pios lost game 1 5-0 to the Jamestown Tarp Skunks earlier. A dominant performance from Schneel Maldonado led the Tarp Skunks there with his 3-hit complete game shutout. But it's been all Elmira here in game 2. Connor Freeman on the mound. Gonna go as far as he can. Get the Pios a huge win. Get back on track. We're a week away from playoffs at this point. After this, only 6 games on the schedule. Got a big 3-2 pitch here. Saxenmeyer puts it in the dirt. A walk Leahy. And the bases are loaded for Cooper Smith. Here comes the pitching coach, Tom Tillman. They just got someone up and warming up in the bullpen. I'd have a hard time believing he's ready already. Coach Tillman getting right in the face of Will Saxenmeyer, giving him some words of encouragement. So he has to work his way out of a bases-loaded jam here. All he needs to do is focus on the hitter. 2 outs, but it's Cooper Smith. Now, Smith may have been a little preoccupied getting his 100th hit as a Pio, but he got that off his mind. Now he can just take a breath of fresh air, relax, and get back to being Cooper Smith. You know, a lot of times those milestones can creep into your mind as an athlete, can overwhelm you. You focus too much. There's another wild pitch, and Sheeler will come home without the hit. Here comes Stern, and he's able to score from second. They don't even need a hit. Saxenmeyer's 3rd wild pitch of the inning. Wow, that is the speed of Aiden Stern on full display. How's that for some aggressive base running? It's 2-0 now to Smith at the plate. Pio's now up 5-0. 3 runs here in the 4th have given them plenty of extra breathing room. Smith fouls that one off. It's 2-1 now. Before, when it was 2-0, Freeman gets a couple of guys on base. He's trying to work around it, and you think, man, one big hit, all of a sudden, your lead could be gone. Now, there's another wild pitch, and Leahy's gonna score. 6-0 Pios. Will Saxenmeyer has fallen apart here in the fourth inning. As I was just saying, close game has quickly turned into a comfortable lead for the Pioneers. Now you can send Connor Freeman out there with confidence, say, hey man, just go keep pitching, do your thing. Go win us this ball game. Smith gets walked. The 2-out rally continues. Now here comes Ben Julian, head coach. Signals over to the bullpen. That'll be it for Will Saxenmeyer. A brutal fourth inning. Allowed the Pios to extend their lead to 6-0. We will have a short break and a new pitcher coming on the mound for the Tarp Skunks when we come back. We got a new pitcher in for the Tarp Skunks. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning, Pios have already extended their lead to 6-0 here. The Americans, the healthy lead on the Auburn Double Days. Pios will just look to finish out this one to try and take back second place in the West. New pitcher is Hayden Givens-Craig, 5'11" right-hander, junior from the University of Tampa. One of their top relievers out of the bullpen, a 1-1 record, a 2.81 ERA. He has 32 innings pitched this season, 3 saves, 29 strikeouts, and only 9 walks. Givens-Craig has been really solid. He's only had one bad outing, and it was against the Pioneers on July 7th. He allowed 5 runs in 5 innings in his only start of the season. So maybe the Pios just have his number. Be Andy Schroeder at the plate here. 2 outs and a runner on first. He takes the first pitch for strike 1. Givens-Craig likely in to finish this inning and maybe the rest of the ball game. Quick pickoff attempt there on Smith. He dives back in. It's not a good game for Cooper Smith unless his jersey is completely covered with dirt. You can tell when he's been on base. Here's the 1-1 to Schroeder. There's a swing and a miss. Beautiful fastball in the outside corner. And that's 1-2. Hayden Givens-Craig a strike away from ending the fourth. Big fourth inning for the Pios, giving themselves a lot more breathing room as we head to the business end of this ball game. This one's popped up behind first, slicing into foul territory. Bobby Stang is there to make the catch. That will end the fourth, but not before the Pios make it 6-0. Connor Freeman is going to be back on the mound. 3 innings left to play. Pios with the lead. We head to the top of the 5th inning. Back out for the top of the 5th inning. As always, I thank you for joining me. I'm Josh Davis. It's been a great day for baseball here at Dunn Field. Pios are up 6-0 here as we had 3 innings left to play. Our doubleheader. Tarp Skunks won game 1, 5-0. Now it's been all Elmira here in game 2. Connor Freeman is back on the mound for his 5th inning of work. Pitching to the bottom of the Tarp Skunks lineup, Connor Kiefer is leading things off. Freeman starts him off with 2 balls. It's 2-0. That one misses high and away. It's 3-0 here to Kiefer. Kiefer hitless on the day. This is a guy that you would really like to attack. The 3 O's in there make it 3-1 now to Kiefer. Brandon McLean Banks is on deck. And that'll walk him. A leadoff walk puts Connor Kiefer on base. Brandon McLean Banks will come up now. So McLean Banks steps in. First pitch grounded over to third, off the glove of Fry. It looked like it was going to be a possible double play ball. Fry, I believe, making his first start at third base all season. It's a tough error there. Runners on first and second now to start the inning. 9 and 10 hitters getting on base due to a walk and an error. Now Nigel Sebastianelli will step in. He's 3 for 4 on the day. He's been so annoying to pitch against so far. Grounded out in his last at-bat, however. That one's over the middle for strike one. Sebastianelli had squared the bunt and pulled back, but it's a called strike anyways. That one's spiked in the dirt. Runners will advance to second and third. This is the best chance the Tarp Skunks have had all night. Runners on second and third, no outs. The top of the order at the plate. It's 1-1 to Nigel Sebastianelli. Looks like Nolan Terwilliger is in the bullpen warming up for the Pios. This one's popped back and foul. Excuse me, I actually believe that's Will Mueller. This one's fouled off just down the first base line. That missed the bag by about half an inch. My goodness, that was close. From my point of view, it looked like it bounced over the first base bag, but obviously the umpire's looking right on the line. And of course, we'll take that being a foul ball. So 1-2 count here to Sebastianelli. This would be a huge out for Freeman. And there's another foul ball. Another 1-2 pitch on the outside corner. Strike three called. Sebastianelli will sit down. Another great strikeout pitch from Connor Freeman, painting the black. And that is a big first out here in the fifth. Runners still on second and third base. As Leo Doyle comes up to the plate. First pitch to Doyle's high for ball one. There's a foul ball into the Tarp Skunks dugout. It's even now at 1-1 to Doyle. Freeman delivers the 1-1. He's got another filthy swing and miss. There's been a lot of half swings from Tarp Skunks hitters on Freeman. Should I swing? No, I probably shouldn't. Oh, wait, I already swung. It's 1-2 now to Doyle. Aiden Wallace is on deck. As Freeman looks to work all the way back in this inning. The 9 and 10 hitters on to start things off. This is grounded to second. It'll score the runner from third and get the Tarp Skunks on the board. So it's an RBI fielder's choice for Doyle. That makes it 6-1 Pios. As Aiden Wallace comes to the plate, now with 2 outs and a runner on third base. First pitch missed somewhere for ball one. That one's down, so it's 2-0 here to Wallace. Make it 3-0. Bobby Stang is on deck. Don't want to have to work to him with runners on base. A 3-0 is right down the middle. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Wallace. But that one's in the dirt. Now it'll be runners on the corners for Bobby Stang. This has been a tough 5th inning for Connor Freeman. The bullpen already active. We'll see how long Freeman can go in this game. Pitching to Bobby Stang now. The first pitch is outside for ball 1. Once again off the outside corner, and it's 2-0. Make it 3-0. He just walked Wallace. Walked to Stang would load the bases. Goes to pick off Doyle. Three O's right down the middle. Freeman looks to work back in this AB to Bobby Stang. There's a foul ball, and that makes it full. A huge pitch here. Freeman gets the strikeout. What a comeback. He was down 3-0 to Bobby Stang, the Tarp Skunks cleanup hitter. A walk would have loaded the bases, and he comes all the way back and gets the strikeout. And it's 6-1 as Jamestown gets one back there in the 5th. Pio's still with a 5-run lead. The bottom of the 5th inning is coming right up here at Dunn Field. Thank you everyone for tuning in to tonight's ball game. Remember that a Pioneers game is a great way to bring your group together, whether it's a school, church, business, or a youth sports organization. Pioneers are also able to offer great picnic options for your organization or business. Reserve your group today by calling 607-734-2690.
Fry.
Back at Dunn Field for the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Pios as Aiden Fry steps in. Middle of the Pios lineup has been the area that's done the damage so far in this game. So we'll see if they can do it again here. As Hayden Kivens Craig is back on the mound after coming in to finish off the 4th. Got the 1 out there on Andy Schroeder. Now, not sure if he will be out to finish the rest of the ball game. He's out again for the 5th. Fry grounds this one over to Sebastianelli at short. It's close play, but they call him out. Sebastianelli took his time over there, but was able to get the speedy Fry. Now Darren Callahan comes to the plate.
Number 5, Darren Callahan.
Swing and a miss. It's 0-1 to Callahan. Hayden Givens Craig placed Will Saxonmeyer last inning. He's looked really strong so far. The depleted Tarp Skunks bullpen, if he can be really efficient and finish out this game for Jamestown, I think that would be ideal for them. If nobody up in the bullpen right now. Bullpen has been pretty active for the Pios the last inning or so. As Callahan strikes out swinging. So we'll see if Connor Freeman's going to come back out for the 6th, or if Coach Drum will dip into the bullpen. 2 outs now and nobody on. Calvin Morello comes up to the plate. He singled and got hit by a pitch his first 2 at-bats today. He's also scored a run in the 2nd. First pitch is taken for strike 1. Popped up in foul territory. Catcher Noah Brooks is under it and makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 5th. It'll be 6-1. Pios with the lead. It appears that we will go to the bullpen. That'll be it for Connor Freeman. What a performance today, and what a season he had. I'd like to take a moment and thank him for all he did for the team this season, if this is his last day. He's likely our best pitcher. He'll be greatly missed. Today he had 5 innings of 1-run ball, scattered 4 hits. I believe that the 1 run was unearned. The new pitcher will be Jarek Podest. We'll take a short break as he gets warmed up for the top of the 6th inning.
Is now pitching for the Pios, number 37, Eric Hoden.
Back at Dunfield, we have a new pitcher for the Pios coming in. It's Jarek Podest. He has a 12 ERA in 3 innings this season, 5 Ks, 8 walks. 6'8" right-hander from Elmira College. Looks to eat up a couple of innings here. Chenille Maldonado comes to the plate to start things up for here in the 6th for Jamestown. First pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. And it seemed to be the main issue with Podest early on was control. And he drops that one in for strike 1. Obviously, with all that height and all that leverage on the mound, he does have a pretty high velo fastball. But it's very flat and not very accurate. It's 2-1 now to Maldonado after that one missed inside. You look at guys like Podest, you think the physical tools, there's a lot of potential to do great things, but you got to figure out the basics. And if you can't throw strikes, it does not matter how fast your fastball is. Two-two to Maldonado is just below the knees, and the count will run full. That one's in the zone, however, and that's a huge strikeout for Jarek Podest to start off his night. Maldonado doesn't like the call, but he benefited plenty from a wide zone earlier when he was pitching. So he has nothing to complain about there. DJ Stojanovic comes up now. See if Podest can get through the 6th and 7th. So that one's foul off. It's 0-1 to Stojanovic. Pios have a day off tomorrow before a 3-game series against the Auburn Double Days at Falcon Park in Auburn on Tuesday and Thursday, and at home at Dunfield on Wednesday. That one's tipped. It's 1-2 now to Stojanovic. Americans ended up beating the Double A's 8-5 in Game 2 of that doubleheader. So if the Pios can hang on here, as that's another strikeout for Podest. He gets Stojanovic swinging after getting Maldonado looking, and now there's quickly 2 down in the 6th for Noah Brooks. So I was saying if the Pios can hang on and get this win versus Jamestown, they will reclaim the number 2 spot in the West due to the tiebreak over the Double Days. First pitch to Brooks is high and away for ball 1. Obviously, you can say, oh, we'd be ahead of them in the standings now, but with those 3 games next week, you really can't think too much about the standings until after those games are played. Both teams would have the same record if the Pios won this one, and so it's going to really come down to those 3 games. That one's fouled back. It's 2-1 now. That one almost got in to the main room of the press box to my right. We're running out of games for it to happen. I'm still waiting for a ball to get hit up here in the press box. Starting to wonder if it won't happen this season. You know, I got like a 4x4, like a 4 foot by 4 foot window in front of me. It would have to be fouled back perfectly into this window. I mean, it's just the odds of it happening are very slim, I know. But I would really like to see it happen. We're above the netting here, Dunfield, so balls can come up here in the press box. They have before. There are marks on it, on the front of it, where you can see that it's happened in the past. Podest delivers the 3-2 pitch here. Brooks grounds it to Patrick Ward at short. He scoops it up, throws it to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jarek Podest. And to the bottom of the 6th inning, Bio's offense coming right back up to the plate. Hayden Givens-Craig is back out for the 6th. Jarek Podest just pitched a 1-2-3 top of the inning for the Bios. It's really nice to see for him as he struggled in his first 2 appearances. As I mentioned, Podest shows so much potential. It's just about locating his pitches and then maybe trying to work on that spin rate on his fastball. It'll be Eddie Kaufman leading off, I believe. Nope, it'll be Patrick Ward and then Eddie Kaufman. So we have the 7, 8, 9 hitters here in the 6th for the Pios. They already have a healthy 5-run lead, but anything could happen at this point. We've seen so many crazy comebacks lately. You'd just be a little more comfortable getting some extra runs on the board. You're not going to complain with more runs. So Ward steps in. Givens-Craig puts that one over the inside edge. So 1-1 here to Ward. There's a foul ball, make it 0-2. The 0-2 pitch is lined to deep center. Leo Doyle, in front of the track, is able to make the catch. It's another loud out to center field. Now Eddie Kaufman will come to the plate. What a game he's had. And that huge 2 RBI single in the second to give the Pios the lead, and they've never looked back. It's been all Elmira here in game 2. Good bounce back performance after losing game 1 5-0. Because of that loss this morning, unfortunately the Pios' winning streak was cut short, but the win here is just another chance to build a new one. First pitch to Kaufman's over in the middle for strike 1. That one's taken for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to Kaufman. Oh, that one was close, but a good take by Kaufman. It's outside for ball 1, make it 1-2 now.
Oh, we heard it. There you go.
Hayden's given Craig has come in and looked really good over the last couple of innings. This one's grounded over to short. It's going to be a tough play for Sebastianelli. A long throw, and Kaufman's able to run it out for a 1-out single. Sebastianelli had to range way over to his right to make that one. And threw across his body all the way across the infield. Made a really great play on it. Was just late with the throw. Now here comes Bennett Sheeler. He singled in his last plate appearance. First pitch to Sheeler is outside. Pios have played a lot of baseball over the last few days. In fact, it's 5 games in 3 days. On Friday we had a doubleheader against the Geneva Red Wings. Won both of those. At the win last night, a thriller at Newark, 12-11. Eric Burkham was able to close the door, stranding a tying run on third. And then here, this afternoon, a doubleheader against Jamestown. A lot of baseball, but the Pios are getting hot at the right time. Trying to secure that 2 spot, get a home field advantage in the playoffs. Kaufman takes off, the pitch is fouled off. We'll have another 1-2. Kaufman will have to head back to first. There's 3 games against the Double Days next week. Going to be so huge. It will essentially decide who gets the 2 spot. Muck Dogs pretty much guaranteed the 1 spot. Kaufman goes again. The pitch is in the dirt, so Holby into second. Kaufman's 8th steal of the year. It's a 2-2 count to Sheeler at the plate. This one's lined into right. Kaufman's going to try and score from second. Throw the plate's going to get cut off. the insurance. Bennett Sheeler stays hot.
Next up for the Pios, number 44.
That's his 12th RBI of the season. In the middle of this lineup, he's done so many wonders here in this game. He's carried the load offensively. Aiden Stern comes up to the plate now. This is grounded over to second, a possible double play ball. Stern's so fast, though, they won't be able to turn it. It's so hard to turn a double play off the bat of Aiden Stern. He gets down that first baseline in a hurry. So there'll be 2 outs, a runner on first base for Matt Leahy, leadoff hitter. Stern goes. There's no throw down there. His speed is just ridiculous. He scored from second earlier on a passed ball. He basically teleported to the plate. Leahy lines this one into left. Stern's going to get waved around. Kiefer, the throw to the plate's going to be close, but it gets by the catcher Brooks. Leahy's now going to head for third. Oh my, the Pios are running wild. Hayden Givens-Craig was fantastic last inning and to end the 5th. Man, he has struggled here. The speed of the Pioneers giving Jamestown so many problems on the base paths. As Cooper Smith comes to the plate. And teams start throwing the ball around. The Pios just keep going and going and going. Now you see why I was so surprised at the shutout last game. And why it was such a huge performance from Chenille Maldonado, because this Pios offense has been absolutely dominant lately. As now Smith runs that one out at first. A simple ground ball to third. Smith's able to just run it out. And we got another RBI as Leahy comes in.
Next up for the Pios, number 34.
Smith came into today leading the team in RBIs. He's got another one there. Eddie Schroeder comes up to the plate now. That one's in the dirt for ball 1. Pios with 3 more runs in the 6th, now with a 9-1 lead. The bullpen quiet, so it'll be Jarek Podest back out there for the 7th to get the Pios the win. Schroeder lines this one to left. Kiefer makes the catch, and we will head to the top of the 7th. The Pios 3 outs away from taking game 2. Jarek Podest is going to be back on the mound when we come back. Jarek Podest is back out there to pitch the 7th. He just had a 1-2-3 6th.
Away in the second game of this doubleheader. Make some noise for your
Pios now an inning away and taking back the 2 spot in the West. Auburn splitting against the Americans earlier. Pios owning the tiebreak, so going to split. A doubleheader here against Jamestown. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Scarfone grounds this one over to first. It's off the glove of Callahan and into right. That will be considered an error. That's a tough error. The leadoff hitter gets on for the Tarp Skunks. The 9-hitter Connor Kiefer comes up to the plate now. Bottom of the order looks to get things started. In the 7th for the Tarp Skunks. Pios got some extra insurance runs there in the 6th, though. It will be a lot. It will take a lot in order for the Tarp Skunks to come back in this one. There's a swing and a miss. It's 0-1 to Kiefer. Pios with day off tomorrow, and then their next game on the road on Tuesday at Auburn. Check swing. Yes, he did. And it's 0-2. Next Pios home game is on Wednesday when the Auburn Double A's come to town. 6:30 start. Sure to show up to Dunfield or tune in right back here on the Pios YouTube channel. Wednesday, 6:30. There's another swing and a miss, and Kiefer strikes out. Jarek Podest. Something must have clicked with him. All of a sudden, he looks impossible to hit out there. Brandon McLean Banks is going to come to the plate now. First pitch to McLean Banks is upstairs for ball 1. Pios 9 runs on 9 hits in this one. Jamestown 1 run on 4 hits. It's been all Elmira in game 2 after getting dominated in game 1. Sal misses high and in. It's 2-0 now to McLean Banks. It's been pretty neat the way the Pios were able to completely flip the script and find momentum. It's done by the middle of the order, and more specifically Eddie Kaufman. What a game he had at the dish. And the calming presence of Connor Freeman on the mound. Able to pitch 5 innings of 1-run ball. Jarek Podest has come in, wants to shut it down. He already had a 1-2-3 6th inning. Now 2 outs away from ending this game here in the 7th. 3-0s in there for strike 1. Make it 3-1 now to McLean Banks. Leadoff hitter Nigel Sebastianelli is on deck. This one's popped up right to the shortstop, Patrick Ward. And that'll be out number 2. Pios 1 out away now from getting the win. Nigel Sebastianelli will come to the plate. This will be a huge bounce back victory after the tough loss in game 1. Get the Pios right back on track. Put them back in the 2 spot in the West standings. First pitch to Sebastianelli is high for ball 1. Most importantly, it'll give the Pios some momentum. Keep the vibes good and high going into that day off tomorrow, and then obviously that 3-game series against the Doubledays Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. High and away, it's 3-0 now to Sebastianelli. Podest was just able to work back from a 3-0 count to McLean Banks. Can he do it again here? If not, that'll bring up Leo Doyle. 3-0, catches the inside edge. It's 3-1 now to Sebastianelli. Over the middle, and it's full. Podest to strike away. He's got a full count here. Podest, the payoff pitch, is fouled off. Sebastianelli stays alive. Another 3-2 is high. Podest loses Sebastianelli. Now there'll be runners on first and second for Leo Doyle. This game not quite over yet. Doyle's made several nice catches out in center field today. Robbed a couple of big hits out there. Takes the first pitch here, high for ball one. That one's at the letters for strike one. It's 1-1 now to Doyle. Podest takes a look at second, gets a swing and miss, and it's 1-2 to Doyle. The 1-2 fouled off. Podest the pitch. It's lined over to first. Callahan, another error. Gets by him into right. Kiefer's gonna come home. Tarp Skunks aren't quite done yet. Be an RBI for Leo Doyle. At 9-2. It's the second error on Darren Callahan just this inning. The game continues. Aiden Wallace comes to the plate. Runners on second and third now as he's way ahead of that curveball. It's 0-1 to Wallace. Podest still with plenty of room. Not quite thinking about a comeback just yet, and now it's 0-2 to Wallace. Bios are once again a strike away from getting the win. Off the outside corner. That'll be ball one. Allen's in the dirt, and the count is now even at 2-2. Botus has gone to 2 strikes a couple of times already. Hasn't quite been able to close the deal. Can he do it here to Wallace? A 2-2 pitch, and it gets by Sheeler. Sebastianelli will come home from the wild pitch. They get 9-3. It's a full count here. And in the middle of the at-bat, head coach Andy Drum will head out to the mound. It's a little bit of odd timing. But all you need is one pitch here and it ends the game. They have the trainer out on the mound as well. Perhaps Coach Drum noticed something wrong. But put us, he's going to be taken out of the game now. So in the middle of an at-bat, it's a full count. The Pios are a strike away from just winning the game. Jacek Kroll will come in. So we'll have a quick break. Jared Podes was just taken out due to injury concerns. So we'll take a quick break here, and Jacek Kroll will look to finish off this ball game.
Now pitching for your Pioneers, number 81, Jacek Kroll.
Back at Dunfield, the new pitcher is Jacek Kroll. Jared Podes was taken out due to some injury concerns. Kroll coming in, looking to finish the game. He's in a 3-2 count to Aiden Wallace. Literally all he has to do is throw a strike to end the game. But it's outside. Wallace works a walk. There'll be runners on the corners now for Bobby Stang.
He had no clue. That's so funny. He's like,
Appeared like Kroll didn't know that there was a full count. That's funny. Stang steps in, first pitch. It's going to be a can of corn for Aiden Stern, and that will end the ball game. A 9-3 victory. A 9-3 victory for the Pios. Pios are now 21-16 and 4-3 against the Tarp Skunks. Tarp Skunks now 17-22.
Your Elmira Pioneers are now in second place in the PVCPL West Division. And remember that your Pioneers are back home on Wednesday, July 24th versus the Auburn Double.
Ohio's next game after the day off tomorrow is on the road at Auburn. And the next home game on Wednesday at 6:30, right back here at Dunn Field. We're being back on Auburn on Thursday. If I am not covering those two Auburn games, there's a chance I don't. Just tune into the Auburn stream. I know the broadcaster's a little inexperienced, but they got a great video stream. You'll be able to watch the game. So that is the situation for next week. Pio's really making a playoff push towards that top 2 seed. It's a big win in game 2 there to at least split the doubleheader. Stay neck and neck with the Auburn Double A's. That'll be all from me here. Thank you for tuning in. Before I sign off, I have a quick word from our sponsors. Thank you to our sponsors, Absolute Care of Three Rivers, AIM Independent Living, HA's Outdoor Power Equipment, Al's Leasing, Arno Health, Bill's Bullpen, Blaze Brockway Contracting, Broome County Health Department, Buckley's Automotive, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casella, Central Hots, Chemung Canal Trust, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, CVS Distribution, Dandy Mini Marts, Dr. Susan Minchin, Duncan, Al Chevy, Elmira Heat Treating, Elmira Impact, FM Hell, Glovehouse, Guthrie, Hardinge, Heroes Comic Shop, Helselson's, Hilliard Corporation, Howard Hanna, Jubilee Foods, Just in Time, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, Maz Cheese Dreams, Myers RV, National Guard, Nucor, OASAS, Papa John's, Pathways, Pizza Hut, Red Robin, Rodney J. Strange, Saratoga Eagle, Save-A-Lot, Service Meter, ServPro, ServU Credit Union, Sheddon's Wholesale, Southern Tier Custom Fab, Swam Moores Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom's South Corning, Transdev, United Healthcare, United States Air Force, Value Home Center, Vasco Brands, Visions FCU, Word Manufacturing, Wegmans, Weiss Markets, Wilbur Auto, Wilkins RV, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you once again to all our sponsors. And thank you, fans, for tuning in to tonight's doubleheader. Pio's lost the first game 5-0, won the second one 9-3. It was a fun day of baseball. It was a beautiful day here in Elmira, New York. Pio's looking to make a push towards that number 2 spot going into the playoffs. Got a big week next week. As I mentioned before, might not be able to do those games in Auburn, so if not, just please tune in to the Auburn streams. Do a solid job over there. The next game guaranteed right back here on the Pio's YouTube channel on Wednesday, or when the Double Days come back here to Dunn Field. Right at 6:30 p.m. Be sure to tune in for that one. That'll be all for me here tonight. Please, to everybody,